Hi, I'm Dr. Jess Laine, and this is Math Made Simple. Today we're solving rational equations. By the end of this video, you'll eliminate fractions and solve for the variable. So what makes these equations different? They include fractions with variables in the denominators. You must eliminate denominators before solving.
Okay, let's solve rational equations. So our first example is 1 over x equals 2 over x plus 1. So the first thing you are going to do is you're going to find a least common denominator, LCD, of the x and the x plus 1. Well, the least common denominator, when you have nothing in common in the denominators, one has an x plus 1, and there's no way we can separate any of those, is we just simply take both of them. So the least common denominator is x times x plus 1. So we're going to multiply each term by the least common denominator. X plus 1 here. Sorry, running into that. And so over here, x times x plus 1 times 1 over x, remember what's in the denominator and what's in the numerator will simplify to 1. And so now we just have 1 times x plus 1, which will just leave us x plus 1. 1 times anything is just itself. And then we have over here the x plus 1 in denominator and x plus 1 in the numerator here that we're multiplying through, so they will simplify to 1. And then we have 2 times x, which is just 2x. Now we just have to solve the equation. We got to get the variables on one side. I'm going to move the x. You can move either of them. I choose to move the least, the lesser of the two. So I'm going to move the x by what's in front of it. That is a positive x, so we're going to subtract x from both sides. X minus x is 0, just leaving me with a 1 on that side. And 2x minus x, remember that's a 1x, so 2 minus 1 is a 1x, but we just write x, and I'm already done solving because x equals 1. Perfect. Let's go ahead and, I forgot, we have to check for restrictions. Now, when I say check for restrictions, we have to make sure our answer doesn't make our denominator 0. Okay, so in one, if we substitute in 1 for x, so that would be 1 over 1 equals 2, and then substitute 1 for x, 1 plus 1. So that gives us 1 over 1 is 1, and then 2 over 2 is 1 as well. And so everything equals out. And you know, our denominators, when we substitute in 1 for x, they don't equal 0, so there's no restrictions. And let's do a quick check. 2 over x equals 4 over x plus 2. Our least common denominator is x times x plus 2. So we got to find our least common denominator. And so we're going to multiply through by our LCD. There we go. By our LCD of x times x plus 2. Over here we have the x and x simplify to 1, and then 2 times x plus 2. We'll just rewrite it, and we'll do distributive property here in a minute. The x plus 2 simplify to 1, and then we have 4 times x, which is 4x. Now we're just going to solve this equation. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 2 is 4 equals 4x. Let's get the variables on one side. I'm going to move the 2x, and we need to subtract 2x because that is a positive 2x, so we need to subtract it, so it will equal 0. What we do to one side, we do to the other. That equals 0, just leaving you with the 4. 4x minus 2x is 2x. Now we're going to isolate that variable. Inverse operation of multiplication is division. And then we have x equals 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So x equals 2. And again, we got to check for restrictions. If I plug it back into the original equation, that'd be 2 over 2. Our denominator is not 0. And then 4 over 2 plus 2. Our denominator is not 0, so there's no restrictions. If the denominator was 0, that means that x can't be that, so it'd be no solution. And a summary. So for the summary, you got to find the LCD and multiply by that. Then once you do that, you just solve the equation. Thank you.